So, rightfully so, I've been having a great time with the new FPS weapons in Star Citizen. The update in 3.23 gave FPS weapons a whole new feeling. Almost every single gun has been redone, reworked, and operates differently from my Truth Behind series that many of you may have seen before. This series is extremely important to me. I pride myself on my ability to give you accurate information about FPS and ground combat in Star Citizen because that's where I really pride myself. We all know I can't fly. This video, however, is not another installment in the Truth Behind series. It's more of a brief update about the new way guns play and what to expect going forward for the rest of the patch, as well as maybe the future of Star Citizen and the future video for a Truth Behind FPS Weapons Part 3. So, if you want to know more about what the FPS weapons have for you and what they can do, maybe stay tuned to find out a little bit more. Shotguns, which will be spread. So let's start with that. What you'll see here is that I have indeed been doing my own research. Like every single time I try and do a Truth Behind episode, I always do whatever I can to get the most accurate data possible. Unfortunately though, I did encounter a bit of a problem with the latest patch in 3.23. The guns are all very different, and there's no real way to actually play with them unless you are in a safe and single environment. Now the patch is live and open to everyone, it's almost nigh impossible to get the people I need to do this. So I've been doing it a bit differently, jumping into team deathmatch games and assessing each gun that I can through there. Again, this isn't the Truth Behind FPS Weapons video. I'm just going to talk to you about what I feel all the new guns sort of share. And what the new guns share, almost unanimously, are fantastic sets of iron sights. I may have brought this up in my recent UI video, but the iron sights now are fantastic, a massive upgrade to what they were. You may also notice a flying pip on screen. That crosshair is dependent on the helmet you wear. This was brought up in a Citizen video not too long ago, but most combat related helmets do have it, and at the moment, most items we wear are combat related. The crosshair is real world placed, it's not just on your HUD, so depending on where your gun is, that's where the crosshair will go, and that's also where your bullets will go. I know, imagine that, a crosshair that shows us what we actually need to see. The keen-eared among you will also notice that the sounds of most guns has changed. So yes, although I can't always tell what gun is which just from the sound now, but I still can do with most, you might also find the same to be true. The P4 is still a classic P4, the P8 still sort of sounds like a classic P8 with a bit more thump. But there are lots of laser guns which fire rates have changed and sound effects have changed, meaning you're probably going to have to relearn a lot of your basics if you want to get as good as you used to be, whether that's in the PU or in Star Marine. Another fantastic thing I've noticed, especially with the latest patch, is kill time. I was a bit wary of kill time originally, I thought it was maybe too high, and when the first patches came onto the PTU, I thought they were too low. In Star Marine, the devs have done a good job in sort of giving us a more balanced gameplay style by not having everyone wear heavy armor, and unfortunately, as you'll see here in my tests for the Truth Behind video, a lot of weapons still don't feel as good as they do in deathmatch when you are wearing heavy armor. I think that's something that SIG will tackle because I don't want snipers feeling kind of rubbish, whereas in team deathmatch against light armored units, snipers, whether they be ballistic or laser, definitely still feel pretty darn good. What's nice about the latest patch is that the gun you choose now sort of is better thought of as more of a tool for the scenario you're in. Great, now I have an arrowhead in close quarters in combat. Brilliant. The same gun isn't going to perform very well in all scenarios. LMGs are much better at supportive covering fire because they've now been given a much wider spread than they used to, and SMGs are much more devastating up close, just like pistols always have been. This is the sort of compromise you now get to choose between. It's that element of choice I talked about a long time ago in my videos in the Truth Behind series and other ones about giving players a meaningful choice with the weapons they want to take out and what they might be doing with them. I find that some generic weapons like the P4 and definitely the Kana are well rounded for that medium short range engagement, but the snipers definitely perform much better at long range and much worse at close range. This is a sort of system you can vice versa. You can do it for almost any gun you think of. And personally, the LH86 is my new favorite close combat weapon. It's a full auto pistol. How amazing is that? Similarly, the choice between choosing a laser or energy rifle versus a ballistic rifle basically boils down to your needs at the time. Ballistics have much more impact, they hit harder and cause more bleeding, whereas lasers tend to give you much more ammunition, as well as giving away your position, but are also much better at range for carrying that damage across. I am starting to feel like in 3.23, this idea of lasers at range may be not as well thought out, because ballistics seem to be the better choice most of the time, just because of that single damage sort of drop off. It's just better to be more accurate and hit once than it is to hit twice with laser, if you know what I mean. And because of the new time to kill, weapons that fire more than one shot at once, like the scalpel, definitely have their advantages now, because that double hit is going to do more damage. But if you're just looking to lay down fire and cause a lot of damage over sustained time, things like the Demeco and the Arrowhead, things that are lightweight to carry and have plenty of ammunition, are definitely the go-tos for this current patch. However, that gives absolutely no credit to the fantastic platforms that are just the basics. The P4, the laser pistols, all these basic weapons, the things you start out with, the things you're going to find all around the verse, are absolutely fantastic. And I can't wait to show you even more when I do a deep dive in my next Truth Behind series. Really, there's not much more to talk about, except for maybe the new thing on screen that you're seeing. That's right, it's not a new scope, it's every scope. Every scope got an upgrade in visuals, in visual clarity, in just modernization. All of the scopes now in game, whether it be the holographic or red dot sights, or even the large magnetized scopes like the 8x and 16x, are a lot more up to scratch, up to snuff, where we think these sort of user interface weapon attachments should be in a modern game. Nothing about them fundamentally changed, they all have the same zeroing and they all have very similar sort of crosshairs, but the visual clarity and the noise and the clutter is gone, and the sort of clean, very more, I want to say, field of view informative. Basically, I don't know what the word for it would be, but you're getting more information when you're using this than you used to. You can see more and it feels like you're more in the world. And speaking of in the world, if you've liked this video, come join me in Star Citizen. There's a free fly going on right now, I think. It may be over by the time this video goes up. I've just been so goddamn busy. Use the link in the description to get involved. It's just, yeah, it's a brilliant time to play right now. The game runs fantastically. Updates have been great, and the developers have been working hard to give us content we've been asking for. If you like this video, thumb it up. If you didn't, I don't know, share it with someone you don't like, and leave a comment down below telling me what you are most excited for when it comes to ground weapons. I can't wait to hear from you. Bye bye for now.